Hey everyone, Michael Pickens here. You're probably wondering why we're doing another live stream today because we missed yesterday and we've got to make it happen today. And the gentleman that I am interviewing right now, his name's Stephen Borella. He's the Libertarian candidate for Clark County Recorder in Nevada. He was on the show, over a month ago, but he's a professional poker player. He's a really smart dude, and I'm excited not only that he is on the show again, but that he is running for office, and they're really doing some amazing things in Nevada. So, Stephen, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us, why are you running for office for this position, the sexiest position in Clark County, the recorder?
Well, essentially, it all started from when I started reading about the incumbent, Debbie Conway, and how bad she's been at running and doing her job. Essentially, she's
Mhm.
been in there 19 years, which I will be honest, I don't mind if you're good at your job. That's great. You can be in there 19 years. But the fact that in 2022, the Nevada Globe reported that she was 10 years behind on verifying and indexing records. So essentially, that's just that's not
Wait,
good.
what?
That's her only job. She's supposed
Wait,
to be doing her job. And so essentially, that leads to false liens on properties. She's not double checking with the liens. There's been reports that people just from a bar tab got a lien put on their home. I've heard crazy reports from people inside the office, just how it's being run. Some days she doesn't even show up. And at the end of the day, I come from the real world. I've managed teams. I've been in sales.
Mhm.
If I don't show up, I lose my job. If I don't hit my numbers, I lose my job. So essentially, the fact that she's been able to get away with it for 19 years is astounding.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. So, not recording things in 10 years, like, there's obviously mismanagement happening. And recorder is a position that it's not a policy position. It is a like basic serving the people position, right?
100%. And as a libertarian, I just want the office to run efficiently. And if I believe that the Republicans actually could run somebody and could win this race, I probably wouldn't be in this race. But I know for a fact that Clark County does not want to vote for a Republican. If they did, there'd be a Republican on any of the administrative positions, but there's not. And I believe
Yeah.
that's the reason why Debbie Conway keeps winning, just because she has that D in front of her name.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
just
it's
don't believe that
unfortunate.
a Republican can do it. I'm
Yeah, the
sorry. I'm
tribalism
sorry.
is no, you're good. Yeah, the tribalism is very unfortunate. People just voting for a candidate because they have a letter next to their name that they associate with Team Red, Team Blue, whatever. I love how libertarians bring solutions to problems. Like, there is this problem. We have a recorder that is not doing her job, and I'm coming in to fix it. Like, you have a mission to fix that position, correct?
Yeah, that's right. That is my mission. I'm excited to represent the Libertarian Party, and I'm proud to represent the people of Clark County. I truly love this county. I love the people of this county. You can ask anybody. I go to all different type of meetups. I love meeting people,
Mhm.
and surprisingly, they still love me even though I'm a libertarian.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people say, Michael, you're a good libertarian. You're one of the good ones. And you'll have the same thing. They'll be like, you're one of the good ones. Until they add me on Facebook.
Oh, I've heard it.
Oh, that's great.
Hey,
So,
I've been
what are
there.
the
I've been there.
problems? Yeah, what are the problems with the county recorder's office in Clark County?
Oh shoot! Oh, hold up! Oh my lord! It fell. Oh my god! It fell. I do apologize. I don't know what happened there, but a lot of there is. Well, my internet's been junky today. I promise. Sorry. But essentially,
Yeah, no
there's a lot
worries.
of problems going on in the recorder's office, as they mentioned in the 10 years when it was reported back in 2022. But as well as right now, it's open where you can anonymously data mine. Essentially, these companies just come in, they download our records, they're calling you about solar. Trust me, I used to be the solar guy. They're calling you about anything they can sell you, cold calling, and it's just open for them to do that. And there's no protections right now. And what I want to do is essentially, if you want bulk data, you have to register an account so we know who's doing that. One good thing that Debbie Conway has done in her 19 years, the one good thing, is the RNS system. It's the records notification system. And what that is essentially if anybody accesses your records, you get emailed about it. But the problem with it being emailed is essentially, as a former car salesman, I will tell you, any email lead that I got, most of it didn't sell, maybe 10% sold. So, because most people don't check their emails. So at the end
Mhm.
of the day, I want to expand that to text messages. Of course, it being optional. I don't want anybody to force the government to have your number, right? But I am the
Yeah.
records office. I probably do have your number. So, but if you do
Yeah.
want to be
So is it?
notified about anybody accessing the record,
No. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
but yeah, if you do want anybody, the information that anybody accessed your record, essentially you'll be notified right away. So I do want these protections to be in place, like captchas to detect bots where they're not just aimlessly downloading 500 records in under an hour. I essentially want it to be protected. I want no bots. If you're checking your record, I want to make sure the public online index detects you're a human.
Yep. So Joe Hanush says, "Hey Steven," and that's it. No question. Come on, Joe.
Hey, man.
Let's give us something. What it's awesome, right? Libertarians running for office, supporting each other all across the country. Um, yeah. So
Hey,
what
that's
else
right.
can you
That's
do?
right.
Yeah. What else can you do as a recorder to protect privacy of citizens, or make it streamlined?
Well, now I do want to digitalize because we have a lot of residents in Laughlin and Mesquite who do need to get access to the records and can't drive an hour and a half to go get it.
Hmm.
So I do want to digitalize the records. Now, when it comes to privacy, thankfully we have three other libertarians running for the state assembly, and I've been making connections with
Yep.
everybody in other groups as well. Because I will have to petition state law because right now state law only allows people to get protection as if you're a police officer, if you're a judge, and if you're probably most likely a politician, because trust me, I know their records are protected. And
Yeah.
essentially, those are the only protections. And if you're a domestic violence victim, which is messed up because you still have to petition the court as a domestic violence victim, and you have to
Yeah.
explain your what happened to you to the government just for you to get protected. And so you have to
Yep.
relive that experience all over again. So I want to petition the state and the assembly and the state senate to give more protection. There's no reason you should have to
Yep.
explain to the government on why you don't want your information online. It's ridiculous because right now state law literally says I have to, as recorder, I have to have an alphabetical index, and that's by name. So essentially, I can't even stop them from searching you by name right
Oh,
now
I
as
know.
recorder, and that's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They can search you by name, and they'll pull up your property, anything to do with tied to you. And in my opinion, that's just messed up.
Yeah. So Joe Hanush says we the people should have the same protection, quote unquote, from government as government officials do. And I agree
I
with
agree.
that. We need,
I
yeah. There's no reason why I can go to Tax Sifter in Washington State and pull up the owners of every property everywhere, right? Eh, You know, and then we get marketed to. I'm getting letters and phone calls, people wanting to buy the property, people wanting to, represent me and sell the property. Like, it's just constant, and it sucks.
100%.
Like, I look at,
100%.
yeah, when you go to the mail, right? You have all these solicitations because of that program that the government's implementing, because they put your name and address out there for anyone, the bots and the companies to harvest that data, right? And then you get marketed to, and I don't think that should be even a thing at all.
I agree. I agree 100%. It shouldn't be a thing. It's just the fact that they have so much control over you that they're willing to sell your information to these data miners. That's essentially what they're doing. I would definitely
Yep.
check out their campaign records, make sure who's donating to who, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's ridiculous that they just allow this.
Yeah, you're probably right. That rule or whatever that they put in place, the ordinance to collect everyone's data, probably was influenced by someone who was getting paid, right, campaign contributions to make it happen.
Yes, 100%. Because
And now it's
why else?
universal.
Why else would it happen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's universal across the country.
Yeah.
Like records are freely given from the government of their private citizenry to corporations, right? That's corporatism, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, I'm all for public records, but at the end of the day, when you're putting people at risk, putting families at risk,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. And when I started reading more about the state law and how far you have to go and what you have to explain just to get the protection that you need, I knew I had to step up because I knew as Clark County recorder, we're not being represented in Las Vegas because everybody I talk to, everybody in Clark County, including Mesquite and Laughlin, they all want their privacy. And I will say, as a Clark County recorder, I will petition the state every single time to push, push, push. I'm even going to put out forms. If you want protection, I'm going to let you fill out the form. Now, I'm not going to be the one to accept or deny it. But at the end of the day, I'm going to petition, be like, look at all these names of the people that want protection.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it should be able, so for everyone watching, there's like 288 right now live. So what Steven's talking about is if you are a victim of in the witness protection program, right? That's what you're talking about, correct? Because if you're in the witness
Yes.
protection program, if you've been a victim in the past of whatever, serious crime, rape, assault, things like that. If you have a stalker, right? They basically give you the option to keep your information private, but that option should be available to everyone, not just victims
Yeah.
of crimes, people in the witness protection program, right? If you don't want your information to be public and out there, like that should be the case, correct?
Yes, 100%. And I will say this as well, like even victims of all those horrific crimes, they still have to
Yep.
petition the court. They have to pay money
Oh yeah.
to relive their experience. They have to pay just to relive it, and that's just ridiculous to me. I feel like it should just be a form you fill out, be like, hey, don't want my information on the public online index. You can have my property up there. You can have all that, but of course, if you request the record, obviously I got to give it to you. But I just don't believe it should be so freely online that anybody can find it.
Yeah, 100%. And that, you know, I think I know I've said on the last call that it wasn't a sexy position, but now I see the sex appeal in this. It's like you are actually protecting people. You're making sure that there isn't any egregious things happening because like if anyone can go online and find out where you live, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Just with a name search too, you can search the name because there has to be in the alphabetical index, which is just ridiculous. I'm like, what? What state law is this? Plus, the office is being ran like it's 2007, like when she was elected. Because a lot of these AI tools nowadays, that's what they're doing. They're using these AI tools, downloading all this bulk data, using these
Mhm.
bots. And at the end of the day, she's not prepared for it because she's still in that 2007 mindset. And like I said, every interview I've ever watched of Debbie Conway, she seems like a super nice lady. It's just how bad are you? Like, why? How are you still in this position though? And I'm like, I just how?
Well, you're making it happen, man. And these are all things like this is great. I'm looking forward to seeing the reels from this because you have brought up so many issues with this office in Clark County that I guarantee there's going to be 20, 30 libertarians running for their recorder seats all across the country because of the interviews that you're doing, because of the work you're doing. You know what I mean? Because people are going to start looking at their local recorder's office and be like, "Hey, wait a minute. Everything Stephen Borella said, he's right, and it applies in my local area." So it's awesome, dude. I am
100%.
so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're
100%.
running for this. Yep.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm very glad to be running. I was very excited when the Libertarians nominated me. And yeah, I'm super excited to get it going and, spread my message because at the end of the day, this is a universal position. I've talked to
Yep.
Democrats, I've talked to Republicans, and they all love the issue of privacy. And plus, my two opponents, the Republican and the Democrat, Debbie Conway, Neither of them are running on it. They're running on. I
Nope.
know Renee, who's running with the Republicans. He's running on modernization as well. So am I. I do want modernization. I do want digital records, but he's not running on privacy. And at the end of the day, I
Gotcha.
just want Clark County to know I care about you, and I will care about your privacy.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Now I know, the position of Clark County Recorder is a very niche position, and you have bigger ideas. So let's say you were running for assembly or even Congress. Like, what are some other things that you would want people to know that you stand for?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, if I was ever running for assembly or Congress, I want people to know I stand for freedom, and that means economic freedom and personal freedom. I was
Yep.
born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. We had some economic freedom out there, but we didn't have no personal freedom. They controlled everything
Mm.
that you do. And then I moved out to San Francisco, and I got that personal freedom that I was chasing so much. But then I realized, oh my God, there's no economic freedom here. So I moved to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is, we do have a lot of issues. There's a lot of regulations I don't like. There's a lot of cronyism when you get deep
Mhm.
and down into it. Like, essentially it's regulated right now. We can only purchase a specific blend of gas right now in from California. They're the only ones who make it. And so essentially, if we actually got rid of that one law, we could possibly drop gas prices from anywhere between $1 to $1.50 just off of competition. So I want people to know I believe in competition, I believe in low taxes, and I believe in your right to do whatever you want that's not hurting anybody. I have
Yep.
friends from all different type of the political spectrum. Just know that I would always stand up for you. If you're in the right and you didn't do anything wrong, I'm going to be the one to stand up for you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And Larry Sharp had one of the best sayings about that. He said you could be as Republican as you want, you could be as Democrat as you want, or you can be as conservative as you want, you can be as liberal as you want. As long as you don't impose that on anyone else, we're good.
Yes, 100%. And that's what I say. I always tell people I'm a religious guy. Any social gatherings you see, I don't drink or anything.
Yep.
But I wouldn't enforce that on anybody. I actually do tell people this all the time. I love that I live in Las Vegas where you can have a drink right here on outdoor, as long as it's not in a glass. You're drinking from
Mhm.
a plastic bottle right in public. You can be publicly intoxicated. And I'm like, do I participate in that? No. But at the end of the day, I love that I could if I wanted to.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. As long as you don't hurt anyone. That's where we need to center public policy around that concept. You know what I mean? If you don't hurt anyone, it should not be a crime. Okay. As soon as you hurt someone,
Exactly.
though,
100%.
now you've committed a crime.
Exactly. Exactly. Like there's no, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not hurting anybody, you shouldn't go to jail. Because at the end of the day, like I would even say from this, like my biological dad. Only met him a few times in my life. He passed away this Christmas. I've only probably, like I said, I
Oh,
probably met him like 7 times in my life. But
sorry to hear
for the
that.
most part, all his charges were drug charges. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. He was cool. It's crazy to see pictures of him. I look just like him. Essentially, a lot of them were nonviolent drug charges, and at the end of the
Mhm.
day, I feel like he didn't get a chance because, like I said, he never really hurt anybody. He never had no violent charge, and he spent most of his adult life in prison.
Yeah. So that is a personal story that I understand, that most people will understand, because these people are getting charged with these victimless crimes and it's destroying their life. It's worse than the actual drugs.
100%. And I always do say everybody has their own journey. Some people have their ups and downs, but I believe anybody can recover from it. Like essentially, I remember being a kid, I saw my mom work 2 jobs. I remember some nights, she'd get home like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'd wake up at 7 a.m. to get ready for school, and she's asleep on the kitchen counter, with food right beside her, just from her working 14-hour days. And
Yeah.
now she graduated college like 4 or 5 years ago, and now she's like I think she's like head of HR, I believe, in a company in Birmingham, Alabama, and she's doing great. And I believe that
Yeah.
anybody with any type of determination can, do anything really. So she was a great role model in my life about fighting hard. Don't let anything limit you. Don't let this limit you. Go out, be who you are. And at the end of the day, I will always stand up for what's right.
Yeah, dude, that's a great story, and your passion definitely comes through and standing up for what is right. And for those of you who missed it, Stephen only has two fingers on his other hand. So, he has pushed through challenges, right? And that's what we're all about. We need to push through challenges to get to our better self or our best self. And a lot of the times, government gets in the way of that. And they create these arbitrary restrictions to prosperity, to freedom, to happiness, right? And we need to basically take those restrictions down by getting people who believe in liberty elected to office.
I agree. I agree.
Like Steven. So, okay, we got another 10 minutes here. So, what else would you like to chat about?
Let's see. Okay, like who's your favorite football team?
Uh, Seahawks. I'm in
Oh well, good
Washington,
for you. I
so
know you're from Washington. Yeah, good for you. Yeah.
I okay, so to be honest with you, I don't really watch sports. I don't, pay a lot of attention to. I'm definitely not emotionally involved in it. And I remember a mentor of mine in my early 20s was telling me it's like, "Oh, you got these people in the stadium, right? There's the team and then
Yeah.
everyone in the seats and everyone's, yeah, go team, go team, go team." And when their team wins, they say, "We won, we won, we won," right? However, they didn't actually win. They watched. The team won, and they were a spectator, right? And guaranteed, 99.9%, if that spectator in the seats met their, quarterback or met the running back or met, in person, that person, the quarterback, wouldn't know them, right? Wouldn't know their name. So it's like,
Yeah.
one lesson that I got from that is that you have to be the quarterback of your own life. You have to be the superstar of your own life. Otherwise, if you're just a spectator watching someone else live their dreams, it's not going to work out for you.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You're
And
you're you're
yeah,
going to
I agree with you
yep.
100%. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, I remember I just was talking to my friend the other day, and I was discussing. I was like, it's crazy, the conversations we had when we were 16, in the studio when I was making music, and essentially, he was my studio engineer, and I was like, everything I said I was ever gonna do, I did it. I said I was gonna run for office as a libertarian. I said I was gonna
Yep.
be a professional poker player, and I said I was gonna move to California. And I did all three of those. I moved to California. I played poker professionally. Now I'm running for office as a libertarian. And so I truly believe that, no matter what, like, with my experience with my hand, there's no limitations. You only set limitations on yourself.
Yep.
Essentially, I remember, I used to tell people all the time, oh, I'm going to be a professional poker player. And they'd be like, oh, sure you are, Steve. Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. You're going to be stuck here in Alabama, yeah, you're totally going
I
to be a
believe it,
professional.
man.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And yeah,
I believe
then I did it. And I did it. It was amazing. And at the end of the day, I just feel like there's no limitations you can put. I've seen my mom, like I said, working 14-hour days and then still finding time to do online schooling, and then graduated the same year as my brother at UAB. It's amazing. And at the end of the day, it's that's what I always do tell people too all the time. They're like, what about this? And what about this? Like, what about them? And I'm like, at the end of the day, I've seen miracles happen. You just have to persevere. And at the end of the day, it's like, what are you willing to sacrifice? Heck, to move to
Mhm.
California, I lived in a hostel for 3 months, and I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. That was the best time of my life.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude.
It
And
was,
I watched your World Series of Poker performance. Like, you killed it. You got to third place in a huge tournament. And obviously you played
uh,
consistently, but it was just good to see you on the big screen. So,
Oh, it was fun. It was a fun time. I had a great time. I met Daniel Negreanu, very very
hmm
nice poker player. I tried to sell him solar when I was playing with him. I was always trying to sell, and But yeah, and it was a great time. I did appreciate it. Sadly, I got fourth place, not third place. I wish I got
Oh,
third place.
sorry.
That would have been like 20 more thousand. I wish. I thought about it. I was mad I went all in when I did. I still think about that to this day. I'm like, dang, why'd I have to shove there? I could have
Yeah.
let
So
that one
instead of
go.
instead of selling these guys solar, you're going to be selling them freedom from now on. You're going to be
Hey,
talking to
that's
them
right.
about how they're paying way too much to the government. So
Hey, and for anybody watching who wants to get into sales, sales is just selling yourself at the end of the day. People don't really, most of the time, don't care about your product. If they like you, they want to buy from you.
yeah. Well, awesome. All right. So we are coming up to the end of the live stream. How can people support you?
Essentially, go to my Facebook page, Stephen Borella for Clark County, as well as I will have my website up soon. It's coming, and as well, you can go to Donor Box, search for Stephen Borella for Clark County, and yeah, any donations, anything like that, will be truly appreciated. It trust me, it's going all to the campaign. Every dollar coming in, it's going back out.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking about running ads on social media. We're going to be pushing that heavily. You guys there in Clark County, Nevada, uh, some of the most motivated candidates that I've ever met in my life. All of you, Gage, Zach, Ty, like you guys are on it. You guys are making it happen. So I really appreciate all the effort that you're putting into it, and it's going to pay off in terms of liberty for people in Clark County, and it's going to pay off for you guys personally as far as feeling fulfilled, and making things happen. So
Oh yeah,
thank you.
100%. I love the guys; they're amazing, and I believe we're probably going to get maybe a couple more at the state convention. We're going to see. I am super excited for the state convention on the 28th. And yeah, we're going to, we're trying to push liberty. We want people to know that liberty is on the ballot. People are starting to see that the duopoly is not where they want to be. And essentially, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it, especially to get to talk to new people. And most people don't know what a libertarian is. So when I get to tell people what a libertarian is, I get excited.
What is a libertarian?
Yeah, well, a libertarian to me is somebody. Now, you will get different definitions from different people, right?
Sure, sure.
But
Yeah, all
I
good.
do see I see a libertarian at the local level like me, essentially somebody who wants government to be um, efficient, run good, and work for the people. But libertarian on the national scale, I would say we want to shrink the size of government at every level. In my personal opinion, I only want the basics. I only want police, courts, that's really it. And maybe oh yes,
Yeah.
national defense. My bad. And yeah, essentially that's it. I just want people to be left alone, let people live, and I always say I'm the right wing hippie. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do if you're not hurting anybody. I just want you to live and let live. You know what I mean?
That's a great it is a great definition. And yes, there's everyone has their own definition of libertarian, but we all understand at the end of the day, like it means to not hurt people, right? People shouldn't be hurt by their neighbors, right? And that's where the police and military come in, and then by the government. And that's the part that we're lacking, right? Protection of the citizens from the government. The word liberty or uh, libertarian, if we break it down, we have liber, which means freedom, right? That's ancient, that's Roman, right? Liber means liberty or freedom. And then tarian is believer in, right? So vegetarian believes in eating vegetables, libertarians believe in eating liberty or freedom. So it just means a belief in liberty. That's what libertarian means. And liberty is the absence of outside control or oppression over our lives as long as we aren't hurting anyone else. You look at the dictionary definition, it's like, hey, as long as you're good and you're not hurting anyone, and they're good and they're not hurting anyone, it's cool. That is
That's
this
right.
is how
That's right.
society should run, you know. So
Oh, 100%. That's exactly how it should be. I 100% agree with you.
awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on again. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our candidate meet and greet at Chiba Hut in Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm excited, man. I'll see you there, man.
All right. Take care.
You too, man.